Okay, in the continuing series of different gospels that I put out on Fridays, I came up with another one, and we're going to call this the Gnat Gospel. But first I have to explain my pet gnats. I've talked about them, but I didn't tell you the story. Here's what happened. They're all around me now. I bought some croton at Walmart. And I love croton. I bought 3 different kinds. And what I didn't know was that inside the croton were a bunch of gnats. They were hidden in the soil. This is really important. They were in the soil, so I could not see them. Just because I could not see them doesn't mean they were not there, correct? So, come on, guys. After about a week or so, they started to show up. First the mother, and I thought she died, and she did this little trick where she did an upend with her abdomen up in the air, and what I didn't know was that she was pregnant with a bunch of gnats. Okay, it turned out that I thought she died, but she didn't die at that time. And now I've got, well, there are at least 2 of them around here now, but there are probably maybe, 16, 17 of them in the croton now. Now, here's the Gnat Gospel, now that you know the background. Compared to the gnats, I'm God. That's the first thing. They don't know what a human being is. I'm supernatural, okay? And probably to them, I even seem like magic, because I'm way bigger than them, and they don't know what I am. They just know that I'm bigger. Okay, so you can imagine that the gnats talk to each other, and one says, well, what's that big thing? And the one is going to say that it's a really big gnat, and somebody else is going to say that it's the wind, and some other gnat is going to say that it's the sky, and somebody else is going to say it's a plant, because after all, they're living in the plants, so they know something about plants. And so maybe one of the gnats says, well, we better do something to make that whatever it is happy, because it's carrying the plant, because I carry it to different places where the plant can get light. It's carrying the plant, and we don't want to get hurt. So one gnat says to another, okay, well, you have to believe in that thing. Let's say they call me big plant. You have to believe in the big plant, and then you won't get hurt. Then you will be saved. And so the other gnats that heard that, they like that. So, okay, we believe. And then another gnat comes along and says, well, you have to show evidence that you believed in big plant, or you're not saved. Evidence? Say the other gnats. Well, I believe. What evidence is there to show? I believe. I said I believe. That's it. I believed. Well, says this, arguing gnat, well, you have to do works to the big plant to show that you believed. And the other gnats say, well, what works? And the arguing gnat says, well, you have to fly around the big plant. That's something you can do because you can fly. Now, of those gnats, and like I said, there's 16 or 17 of them, only 2 of them fly. And in fact, the 2 that are flying right now behind the camera, there's usually only 2 at a time. So now those 2 flew, and they can now fly back to the croton and say, we flew around the big plant and you didn't. Doesn't that sound silly? Yeah. So those saying that you have to show evidence that you're saved are silly, aren't they? Yeah, just like the gnats were in the soil and I couldn't see them doesn't mean they weren't there. Just because seeds are down in the soil, because people believed in the gospel, doesn't mean you can see them. Got it? In other words, to be saved, all you have to do is believe Jesus Christ paid for your sins. And you can stay down in the soil unseen until you're dead. And who would know? And, by the way, if you say that you have to show evidence that you believed, to who do you have to show the evidence? Certainly not to God. God would know if you believed or not. So those saying that you have to show evidence, are they looking at God? Oh no. They're looking at you. They want to have something over you. They want to have something to compare themselves to you. So now what kind of evidence is that? Maybe that's evidence they never believed. Signing off.